Okay, so this recording is just to kind of guide you through how to use keywords in your site and remind you where to get them from. You know what we're doing with keywords. So first, remember to sign in to your Gmail account for your website, the one created with your domain name at gmail.com. And then you'll come to this list of apps here, the little box of boxes or square of squares up there, and go to Drive. And generally you'll have a document in here, Keyword Planner, see? So this is where I always save it if I've done your site and done any optimizing or started things for you, or if I've walked you through it, you'll have this document here, or if you've created one, you'll have it there. And so this is where we'll have our initial list. Now, if we don't have a keyword related to our product yet, then we've got to go to the keyword tool in Google AdWords. That's where we go to the keyword planner. So we go to Google AdWords and sign in. If you're already signed into your Gmail account, then it'll just ask you for your password and you're in. And so we sign into the keyword planner, where we can go in and look for new keywords in here. So, for example, if we have this memory tea, organic memory tea, that we want to find keywords for, we can take that title right there and copy it and come over here and paste it into the keyword planner. We could try doing it without the organic afterward. We could do it with the organic in front. And so we could do different variations of these keywords to find out what are people actually searching for. If you're wondering whether you have that keyword in here, you can come to your list and press on a Windows computer, it's Control F like find. On a Mac, it's Command F, and it opens up a little Find in Sheet option. And we can type in memory. Control F or Command F, depending on whether you're on Windows or Mac. So doing the Control F, you can do that on any web page that you're on, and it'll let you do a search. You just Control F and then type in what you're searching for, and it'll tell you if it's there. So I just put in the word memory to see if we have memory tea in here, and it says 0 of 0. It's not finding any. So we don't have any memory tea phrases in here, so we'll go back to the AdWords Keyword Planner and put those phrases in as I did here up above and click Get Ideas. And this will search to tell us, are people searching for those phrases, and what other similar phrases are they searching for? Okay. Now, if we want to do this for multiple phrases, if we go back to this page, so let's say we have English breakfast tea, Earl Grey tea. You know, if we don't have those phrases in our existing list, then we can add those up here. You can just put a comma and paste that in, and we can add some additional phrases in there. And then just click this Get Ideas button up here again, or press Enter either way, and it reloads with those additional phrases. So now it's showing us, oh, these are our ad group ideas. We need to switch the tab. We want to go to the Keyword Ideas tab because we're not creating ads, right? So we just need the list of keywords. So we switch over to the Keyword Ideas tab, and that brings us up here where we can look at our data. So now we can see we've got 807 suggested phrases from Google. We put in 7. They gave us 800 additional. And we can see out of the initial phrases we put in, Earl Grey green tea has 720 searches a month. Memory tea has 110. So those two have searches. But these other key phrases we put in, nobody's really searching for those. So those are not phrases we're going to use, but here we've got two phrases that we can use. So memory tea is definitely something we could put in, and it's not going to hurt to put organic memory tea if it is organic. Even though people aren't searching for organic memory tea, within that phrase we have memory tea nested in there, so it would be we're still optimized for memory tea. We could even do this, memory tea organic. Since nobody's searching for either of those, we might as well put memory tea first, since that's the one that most people are searching. We could put memory tea organic. And so you've got that here in your title, so we could use that as our primary keyword for optimizing that product. Okay, so now we have a new list of key phrases. So we want to download this and save that in our Google Drive. So we click this, check this box to save to Google Drive, so that we'll have that additional key phrase list. And we download it and open file. And because we've saved that to our Google Drive, it will show up in there now once it's loaded here. And then we can organize it the way we want to. I generally like to bold that first row, the header row, and then go to View, Freeze one row, so it freezes that header row for me. And then we get rid of all of those rows or columns that we don't need. We really only need the keyword column and the monthly searches column. And then these phrases that don't have any search volume, we're not going to use those, so we'll just delete those columns, or those rows rather. And then we're left with the phrases that we do want. Now, teas is way too general, so we're going to delete that one, that single word, teapot we're not selling. So we've got to go through and clean the list up again, and get rid of anything we don't have. But now we've got phrases that we do. Now, the next step is, did Google find other memory tea phrases for us? So we go back to our Control F, type in memory, and it says there are 14 phrases in this list, 14 instances of memory. And each time we press enter on the keyboard now, as long as we're in this box, press enter, it'll find the next one. So T for memory, 70 searches a month. Press enter again, green tea memory, 90 searches a month. Press enter again, green tea for memory, 30 searches. 2 memory foam mattress topper. Well, I don't know why they threw that in there. That's not even relevant. So we would delete that one. And then if you have something like that for sale, let's put it on eBay, but it's not going to be something we'll use in our site, right? And you just keep going through that to find any other phrases that are relevant to that memory tea term. Now there's memory herbs, has 210 searches a month, so that might be something we can use. Memory enhancing foods, not really directly relevant, something we could use later maybe. Cognitive memory, we delete that. How to improve working memory, we might be able to write an article about that. But I think our best key phrase for the memory tea is memory tea. Okay, and so that's what we would use in our list. So again, this is saved now. Should be in here. Let's rename it. So we could say Teas Keyword Planner, and that way we can identify it. If we go back to look for it, there it is right there, Teas Keyword Planner. And so it's that document. So if you ever need to come back to it, there it is. So we want to clean that up and then do the all in title. Now something I found for all in title that helps is, so we want, let's see, we want to put our all in title search right here. Remember, all in title is our competition, right? And what I've found is a good way to help with this is we do a concatenate formula. And I'm going to show you what that is. Basically, we take all of our all-in-title search that we need to do so that we know we get it right. All-in-title colon, space, quote. So that's supposed to go before each of our key phrases, right? And then after our key phrase, we put this quote mark. Well, what we can do is concatenate is a formula that can group different cell data together. So if we do, to start a formula, you press equal, and that tells the spreadsheet software that you're creating a formula. Put equals, concatenate, and it shows up right here. We can click that, and then it starts the formula. We can say concatenate this, and then put a comma, and this, and then a comma, and this cell over here, and then we have to put a closed parentheses on it. So that's the code, and then just press enter. So there, what it does is it takes this column, our keyword, and then our quote, and it puts it all right there, and that's the exact search you need to put into Google. Okay, so it just makes it easy so you don't make a mistake when you're doing your all-entitled research. And then you can just click on this, you drag across all three of those, click this little square right there and hold it and drag down. And as far as you drag down, it will populate all of that into the rows below so that you can have that to copy and paste into Google for a search on all of those columns, or all of those rows rather. So there, see, it's done it for every one of these. So then you just got to remember not to delete anything or change any of these when you do that. And then we no longer need to see this, so we can just hide that column, right click and hide that column, so all we need is this. And then we can do our all-entitled search, and whatever the results are, remember that, you just copy that, go to Google. There are multiple webinars that go over the keyword research in detail in addition to this recording. So a lot of this, as you first look at it, is going to kind of go over your head a bit because it's new to you, and so that's why we have the recording, so you can come back to it. So that's why I've recorded this one here, because this one is showing a little more, instead of just focusing on the idea of just doing the keyword research. I've shown you the keyword research, but also I'm telling you, okay, here's how we use it in the page. So now that we have that, let's go in here and let's just go through the whole process. So as you're adding products to the site, and I just click this little link to put these in a list format instead of a table format. So if we come down here to our memory T, as you're adding this in here, you take your keyword, and we decided we are going to use memory T organic for our key phrase. You come down here under advanced info, search engine optimization, and we want to put that in our photo alt text. We want to put it in our meta title tag along with our domain name. Like that. Yeah, you always want to use the advanced info for this. And then in the product URL, we don't want any capitals though. And so we just get rid of the capitals. And so there, our keyword is on every part of the page, giving a signal to Google what this page is all about. And then, of course, you could do a meta description. You ought to put something in there, but that's not necessary for SEO. And then remember, you've got to press save once doing that. So now that product is optimized. If we go back to our page and click on it now, it should update that. It's not updating the URL for some reason. Memory organic T updated. So it should update that to where the URL has the new, it's got the There we have our alt text showing up. And there we go. In the address, now you can see it does have memory T organic as our URL. Okay, and so it's actually pulling up our keywords in there, and so it's in all the places we need it for Google to recognize, or in most of the places. There are a few more things shown in the webinar that talks about optimizing. There's a Volusion 4, 5, and 6, I think, under the Web Builder videos that talks about optimizing the different pages. So that's how you do it. Make sure we get, if we don't have a keyword already in our list, then we go back to our keyword planner and we put some general phrases in there. We do a search and we find what key phrases are available for each of our products, each of our pages, so that everything on our site is optimized. And then remember, delete anything that's not relevant in our list so that we're only left with phrases that are relevant. And generally, you're only doing this all in title on keywords that are relevant.